Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening. You're welcome to class. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yeah, good evening. You're welcome. Good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. And yeah, happy new month to everyone. Happy new month to everyone. Yeah, good evening. Happy new month. Yeah. Okay. So today we are going to be having our question and then also yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. We are going to be having our question and answer. And me and my colleague, we are going to be here. That's me and Sadiq. We are going to be here tonight to answer our question. So he's going to join us very soon. He will join us very soon. Yeah, good evening, good evening, good evening. So I hope we are going to have our question. All the question you want to ask, please you should ask them tonight. All the question you have in mind to ask, you should ask them tonight because it's two of us that is going to be here. Two of us we are going to be here. So answer most of our question and happy Independence Day to Nigeria too. Yeah, good evening, good evening. So you can see that we are not really doing much today. What we are just going to be focused on is question to answer our question and then give answers to our question. And also, if I also have a question, you will definitely give answers to them too, as well. If I have questions, you give answers to them too as well. Because we are, I would say we are close to the last lap of front end, basically. We are close to the last lap of front end technology. So that's why we just want us to like, okay, have an overview of what we've been doing right from HTML down to React, right from HTML down to React. So if you have a question, not really if you have question, some parts you might not really get some parts. You should ask your question tonight because we are going to be having two instructor with you tonight. He's going to join us very soon. He's going to join us very soon. Yeah. You're welcome. People are still coming, okay? We are still waiting for more people. We are waiting for more people to join. You are waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting, you're waiting. Okay. So those are in the class now. Those are in the class now. Please start asking your question. Start asking your question. Yes, sir. My router is not routing. Your router is not routing. Why is your router not routing? If you follow the video very well, it should route. You should I said you should route. Since you said it's not routing. If you follow the video step by step, your router should work very fine. Sir, my code is showing error. What did you do that is making your code show error? If you can actually put that in the comment section, people can help you, and also I can also someone is laughing, so I can also help you too as well. Yeah. If you have question, you can ask us. So about the whole routing thing, that's why that's what is making everybody laugh. Okay. If you follow the video step by step, if you follow the video very well, you will know your router should work. Yeah, good evening, good evening. Happy new month, good evening. Welcome to class. Yeah, good evening. I'm still finding it difficult to install the node on my laptop. When I downloaded it, was telling that the error is in the terminal, and I think and it's linked it to app.js and I can't correct it. Yes, I followed the video and it's showing uncut error. It cannot read property of null use ref. Okay, cannot read property of use ref. Okay, so what I would if see, one thing is, I said it. I don't know, probably if you are following me. I always say one thing. This programming thing, there's one thing that is very common, and that's actually how it works. And that's how it works. Something what is common is that put in is what you get. Garbage in and garbage out. Garbage in, garbage out. It is what you write that is causing error. You made a mistake somewhere. That's just it. You made a mistake somewhere. So it's not as if it's the code that is doing you bad thing, or the code is stubborn. No, 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 no. The code is not stubborn. I even clear everything in my app. You do you know what? Try to see one thing about React 2 is that, and about checking other people's code. I mean, I don't know where you have where you've put something, because now I'm seeing a state here, I'm seeing hooks here, one hook here, and I'm seeing use ref. So you might have put something somewhere that I don't really know where that is, but definitely you should be seeing the error somewhere. You should see the error somewhere. You should see it somewhere. So the fastest thing you can actually do, the fastest thing you can do is to set it up again. I mean, create another React app. That's the fastest thing you can do now. Someone said, I just joined the class today. You're welcome. We've done a lot, though. We've done a lot. We've done a lot. Don't worry. Your cohort members are going to help you out. You are not late. You're not late. You're not late. You're not late. You're not late. If you can watch all the videos we've done, you should be fine. If you can watch all the videos we've done, you should be fine with everything. So we are still waiting, and we are still also waiting for Sodiq too. So he's going to answer most of our questions. And also, I will also be asking us questions. I will also be asking us questions, because I said question and answer. You ask question, I give you answer to it. I also ask question. I'll also ask question. I'll give answer. I will ask question, you give answer, and also you will ask me question, and I will look for answer for you. I will look for answer. Any I want to look at it. Good evening, sir. My question is, how do we export function navbar react.jsx to home.js? If you want to export navbar, the navbar component, if you want to export it, obviously after doing your RFC, you do export default, then the name of the function. After doing that, obviously you should have it outside that you can import it from anywhere in your home.js. So my question is on JS and external linking of CSS. I noticed my CSS file is not being displayed on the web. It only displays when I use HTML. That is ought to be. In the Dockers, you can't view your CSS naturally on the browser, and also you can't view your JavaScript on the browser. What you can only see on the browser is the content. I explained it in the HTML class, and that is HTML. That's what you see on the browser. You don't see your CSS on the browser. Okay, so yeah, I hope I've answered that. Please, I have installed React apps, and then it is writing successful, but not know what's next. You don't know what is next? Margaret Adiola, if you don't know what is next, try and look at our previous video, then you know what is next on what to do. Do you get? I'm unable to install the Node.js. It is telling me that the node might be harmful to my laptop. If it says it's harmful to your laptop, click continue or click yes. Any option that you know that, oh, it shows you can proceed. Sir, why is my React browser saying navbar footer or user ID not defined? All right, probably you used user ID, and then you didn't define it. You created a variable called user ID and you didn't define it. I have not been able to code since my laptop crashed, but I've been going from one engineer to another for the past 3 weeks now. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. So sorry about that. Don't worry, your laptop is coming very soon. And probably you might get a new one. Don't worry, a new one is coming. Okay, sir. Okay. Okay, now I get it. I thought there was error. There's no error anywhere. There's no error anywhere. You're on the right track. Okay, so more question, more question. Also, as the question are coming in, we said we are going to be asking you guys question, and then you also be, you know, giving us answers. So, okay, yeah, we are still waiting for more question. Using use cause, how am I going to use 2 or more parameters? Okay, hey, look at this question now. Very good. So, using use context. How am I going to use 2 or more parameters? All right. So, what you mean by parameter? You mean what you pass in. So, hold on. How to use some more parameter? Okay. So now, the parameter you're talking about now, the one you have your parents, the one you have in the app.js, or the one you have in where you want to use it. Which one are you talking about now? So when you see parameter like this, you have to be careful. So I will not give you the wrong thing. I've not been able to connect ever since I registered due to time and data, and also laptop. My phone is very small. God is going to do a new phone for you. So are we still able to do the JavaScript? My laptop has not been with me due to some reason. Oh, sorry, but give me, sir. So since we weren't able to cover something you said because of time, please can you tell us more important concepts that we should learn? Okay. What you should learn. So basically, most of the things you should actually learn with CSS. You should know how to use selector. That's actually one of the major thing there. Know how to use selection. To like, oh, this is actually what they mean when you hear anything like selector. Also, what again? Learn CSS. Learn CSS. So what again? I'm just looking at how important they are. You should learn selector. Also, you should learn box model. Yeah, you should learn box model. So somebody is already saying I'm a computer hardware engineer. You can meet me. So you guys can actually meet each other and then fix whatever what needs to be fixed. Okay, so you can learn box model. Also, you can learn. Please, I hope the person is actually writing this down. You can learn layout techniques. When I say layout, basically, I'm talking about flexbox. I'm talking about grid. talking about like all this positioning, like sticky, relative, absolute, fixed, and the likes. So I said, which one did I mention first? I mentioned selector, I mentioned box model, mentioned layout techniques, and layout techniques. Also, you need to know how to use typography. And then when I say typography, basically I'm talking about font size, the line height, line length, and the likes. That's what I'm talking about with typography. So I mentioned four now. You need to know how to use responsive design is actually very important too. Responsive design is very, very important too. So I think I've mentioned five or so. I've mentioned responsive design, I've mentioned typography, I've mentioned layout, I've mentioned box model, I've mentioned selectors. So also you need to know how to use pseudo classes too. Pseudo classes, you need to know how to use them. You need to know how to use pseudo classes. Also, one of the trending things with CSS is actually are also CSS variable too as well. I don't know how many things I've mentioned now, but I know CSS variables, pseudo class, box model, typography, selector, responsive design. You need to know all these things. Like this, those are the key concepts you need to know in CSS. So we're still waiting for, thank you very much for putting that in the comment section. Thank you very much. Digital coach, thank you very much. Someone, I don't remember, but it's in the comment section. So if you not really get the whole, you can go to the comment section to get them. If you not get the whole thing, still waiting for more. I'm shocked at React is writing error. Hmm. There are a lot of errors in React, a lot of them, a lot of them, a lot of them, a lot of them, a lot of them. Learn how to use Sunday, my screen just went off. Okay. Learn how to use CSS. Thank you, sir. What of JavaScript? Type CD app, pause, then implement. Thank you. I'm still seeing the person's question. The person said, I mean passing the value to the other component. Passing the value to the other component. If you want to pass the value, that's where you use your provider. That's where you use your provider. For you to pass it to other ones, you have to use your provider. That's where you use your provider. So I'm here to understand. And keep watching the video. Keep watching the video. How can I change the background color on the browser? I really don't get your question. I really don't get your question. So that person, Christiana Ade, how to add background color to a page. Okay, so how do you add background color to a page? That's why I said you should learn about like them typographies and the likes. Them typographics and the likes. So you are going to know, this is actually how to add background color. So basically, let me just give you an overview. So the overview is just that you select the, if it's a container, you select the container you want to give background color. Then in your CSS, after selecting the container, then in your curly braces, you go inside, then you put background color property inside. Then after putting the background color property, and then you put the value, if it's red or if it's blue or the light. You get. Yes, yes, yes. There are PDFs. I think the PDF should get to you very soon. I think I've sent it to MC Toby so how can I change background color to picture? So you want to change background color to picture, you can use a CSS property called background image. You can use a CSS property called background image. That actually works very fine. And also you can decide to use linear gradients by using your normal background and then add some linear into it, linear gradient like. If there are a lot of errors in React, why should I just continue components? So someone said if there are a lot of errors with React and it is not React that is actually causing them, you are the one causing. No, I said something. I said garbage in, garbage out. It is what you put in, that is what you get. I can't create, it is showing error. And also, nice, I'm only saying it. Make sure that when you are creating your React app, make sure that you have good internet connection. Make sure you have good internet connection. So things won't break when you are creating it. Then you start having different errors that no one knows how to resolve them very quickly.
All right. Somebody asked the other time how to change the background color on the web browser.
Yes, 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 yes.
So to answer that, so you need to inspect, click and right click on your web browser. That is, use the developer tools on your web browser. When you right click on your web browser, you go to the inspect on the modal that display to you. Then you can now see all the HTML element and the CSS elements on your web page. Okay. No, I mean that's for somebody say, how do I save my CSS file? It's still showing .html. To save your CSS file, all you need to do is right click on the file, click on rename, and change it to the CSS file name you want, and add .css to it to overwrite the file type. Okay, to someone said I should come again on the background issue. If you want to save, I mean, you want to change your background image somebody asked, I think Christina did open, I the one that asked, how did you change it on the web browser? You know, any changes you made on the web browser is not effective, is not saved. That is, it's not in your code. You just want to do that to understand if what you want to implement will actually work. So the step is to right click, right click on it. When you're on the web page, you right click on it, then click on inspect. You will see an icon. You will see inspect on the list of the tools that will display to you. So when you click on inspect, you will see another box displayed on your web browser. It contains elements. Then from the elements, you can now see all the HTML and the CSS code that make up the web page you are working on. I believe you understand that. All right. Mm. We need to understand the React very well because our backend is going to start very soon. And I want us to be very comfortable with JavaScript before we move on to the Node part, which is the JavaScript, Node.js. So as we are learning these React, we can also take 1 or 2 hours of our time to read up on Node.js. So that will help us to understand everything we will be working with when we start the class. Somebody's asked how to you are here to understand the step to create React. You can learn all these things on the web page. Go to React documentation. Just type create React on Google. You will find it there. It is very easy to create React app. All the steps on how to do it is on the React documentation.
I guess somebody also asked, person asked, do I need to have VS Code before I have React on my this thing? I'm not expecting that question to be in the class though. So Visual Studio Code is your editor. Do you get? That's what you use to write your code. Do you get? So please make sure we actually get this thing right.
So this is can everybody see my screen? Is my screen up?
Yes, it's up.
Okay. So let me demonstrate how we can create React again. So we can just go to React app. Just type it on your Google create React app. So everything you need is on the internet. If you are facing any error, you don't understand how to set anything up, you have all these resources to fix your issue. Or you can send us a message. We're going to fix it together. So official page, React official pages are here to help us, and we also have access to all these resources, W3, Screw, and all. So you can just go to this page. This is the can you see getting started? Everything is right here. NPX create React app. So simple and direct. And also the things you need to install to let this run on your system. You need to install the Node.js. So you have access to all these things over here. So you download the Node.js, based on the window you are using, the environment you are running on. So this is it. It's very easy to set up and very easy to use. So I can just do paste the code here. Let me zoom in so my screen will not be blurry. Let me give it a
Somebody
name.
is asking, what do we use for backend? He said Node.js. That's what you are doing for backend. Node.js.
So can we all see that? I'm bootstrapping a new React application right here. Uh, is it here? Okay, still loading. We all see that now when the installation is done. All right.
Please don't touch your index.js. So don't touch it. Don't touch your index.js because that's actually where everything lies. Don't touch it. If you don't know what you want to do, then just leave it like that.
You mean index.js file?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, well, they can actually overwrite it if they understand what they want to do.
Exactly. That's why they should not touch it. If they don't know what they want to do there, they should just leave it like that.
Exactly. So now, can we all see that the React is almost done with the installation, and this is the file. We can all see the file. Can we see this? Now this is it. I bootstrap a new React application right here, right now, by just putting writing this code npx create React app and the file name you want to give it. You mean the project's name. So now I can now start the project. All I need to do is change the file directory I'm currently running to the application. I don't know, maybe you guys are having issue with that. If you take a look at the command where I'm running, that is where the file is located right now. I'm inside this Bootcamp project, and I can have access to all this folder. And in the real sense, I want to have access to this test app. So all I need to do is cd, change the file directory to test app. So I'm inside the test app now. So if you do ls to list all the file inside the test app, you can now see all the file. I don't know if you can see my screen. So if I expand this, we can see all this file. The readme, the node modules folder and everything. So if I had a new file now, text.txt, and try to list again, it will be there. Can we all see test.txt? So I'm inside this test folder. Now I now need to run the app. All I need to do is follow the instruction that is listed in our package.json file to run the project, which is npm start. This script over here. So npm start. npm start is going to run this React script start. It will run the project in the development. All right. So it's compiling. So this is it. So now it's running here. If I try to overwrite what we have here, what we have in the app file, if I had my own command here, this way, if I had a new text, Hello world. Um, okay, this is it. Can we all see? Hello is here. Can we see that? Is here. All right. So let's just continue answering the other questions that we might have. Okay. I want everybody to understand React very well by now. Practice all the things we've been doing. That's why me and David, we are here today to answer all our questions. We can all debug together now. Abi David?
We are debugging together. Yeah,
Exactly.
no problem. They should just ask most of that question actually, and then they should know that if they are actually seeing, like, let's say error somewhere or something, it is what they wrote that is causing error. That's
Exactly.
just one thing I want you guys to believe. Because if you are going with the mentality of this thing no dey work, this thing is not working, for
And
real,
you
you'll be frustrated.
exactly.
You'll be frustrated. So just know that any error you come across, you wrote it yourself. Because when you notice that when you solve some problems, you notice that at the long run that, oh, I was the one that made mistake somewhere. So now that mistake you made, like, try to find them very early now, so you know. Because I was saying something that day. I said everyone in the class like this now, they should have nothing less than 3 React application. I was
Yes,
saying it
by
that day.
now.
They should have nothing less than 3 React application that they can actually play with. If they play with this one,
Exactly.
they turn the
And
head upside down.
there are tons.
Yeah,
And there are tons
yeah.
of file, tons of
Mm-hmm.
projects they can work on.
They can work on. Yeah, sure, sure. I have issues. Someone say I have issues with console.log and algorithm. Please, I don't really get the question. Console.log and algorithm. I don't know. Please, do you understand the question? Console.log and algorithm.
What do you mean? Console.log.
Person said I have issues with console.log and algorithm. I don't really get the question.
I don't understand the question. What do you mean you have issue with console.log and algorithm? Can you try and elaborate on the question? That is why we need a session. We need to move our class outside of this platform. I mean, you should be able to give them mic and explain whatever the
Explain,
issue is.
yeah, so we can know their problem, can know, like, any they are facing. That's true. Someone said more explanation of query selector. We did we actually explained query selector. Query selector is not some kind of it's not a magic, it's something straightforward. We use selector to pick, maybe you want to pick a class or you want to pick an ID from your HTML down to your JavaScript. That's what you use query selector for. To correct error, read the terminal and also the browser for the error message. Thank you very much for saying that, digital coach. Although there are some times that you might not really understand what the someone said Telegram live can be used. That they can use
Oh,
Telegram live. Yeah.
maybe that's what we are going to use on Saturday.
Yeah. So
Because
because that's going to
next
be a
class,
more practical class.
yeah, and it must be like an interactive session also. So we can also give them mic and talk and ask questions.
Mhm. Link to React project we can work on. Someone is asking, like, link to React project they can work on.
Uh you can just go to Google and Google
Thank
search
you very much.
React,
Thank you very much for
React
answering that.
beginner projects, or go to YouTube to Google
Exactly.
search React beginner projects. There are millions of
Exactly.
tutorials, whether you want to practice based on video or you want to practice based on article. There are thousands of articles on Google based on React application that you can practice. You read and you implement, or on YouTube where you watch and implement. So anyone that suits your taste. And also
Exactly. Exactly.
the PDF we share and all the slide we've walked through, you can practice on those projects.
So, and also, sometimes, okay, what I also notice is that sometimes a lot of people are using autosave. And then
Yeah,
when they use autosave, they will type something, the thing will just save, and then you'll be seeing error in their this thing. So if you are using autosave too, when you are working with React, you might be coming, like you might have a lot of errors. Let me just put it that way. So you want to make sure that probably if you are using the normal VS Code autosave, or you have your own JSON that used to control your autosave, you might want to like comment it out when you are writing when you are coding with React. I think that should actually help you too. If you are using autosave, because I know a lot of them are actually using autosave. That's why most people are actually facing error. Because this person said, someone said, immediately you type browser router, it started saying error. That shows that it did not, it's like she did not complete the this in the code. So the thing auto saved and then compiled, and then on the browser it's going to be throwing error. So we are using autosave too. So for you, put you. Thank you very much for putting it. Just go online, like you said earlier. Just go online. Just go to Google. Just search React project for beginner. Just search. You are going to see. And I'm still going to say it again. By now, it's like nobody should have nothing less than 3 React application they are playing with. And what do I mean by playing with? I mean, you write one thing, it did not work, you delete, you take another React app, you do the same thing. You just play around try, just to like learn. And then, the best way also to learn is to learn by errors. You make error, then you understand it. So when you are facing that error, you know where the error is coming from. Do you get? You know where the error is coming from. So you're about, okay. People are not asking question. We are still waiting. Oh. Bring your question. Just ask them. You have senior devs here. Oh. You have senior dev. You have senior developer. Yeah. So he's going to break your question down and then explain everything to you.
I
Because
mean
you were
everything.
saying it earlier. What do you say?
I said continue.
Yeah, I said, you said earlier that when they are writing their Node.js, they really they need to, like, they need to be strong with React, and also strong with JavaScript, so they can
Exactly,
excel
because
very well in this
we are
thing.
going to work. We are going to focus on Node.js before we actually build a full stack application.
Mm, that's actually very true.
These people are not asking questions.
I'm not seeing a question here. I'm not seeing question here. I'm not seeing question here.
How many people do we have in the class right now?
I really don't know. I really don't know how many.
Okay, somebody said my React app browser is showing npm on the top of the app. Can you share the screen of can you share a screenshot or snap the issue you are facing and post it in the group at the moment right now so we can all see it and fix it together?
I think let me say it on the Telegram community, so
All
like
right.
they can post their this thing.
Um,
What's the difference between using PHP and Node? My boss, someone just asked the question.
Oh, all right. So the difference between PHP and Node.js, number one, this question is very tricky because you need to understand the environment these two things are running and the mode of operation they design for. Node.js, both of them, they're backend, they are designed for backend. PHP is the language, right? While Node.js is the library, the environment built to run with JavaScript and it run on the V8 engine. Now, PHP is a backend, and the library you can use for PHP, you can use Laravel, you can use Slim Framework, you can use a lot of libraries for your PHP backend, library for the backend. Why for JavaScript as a backend, you can use Node.js. Now, you can now use Express when you want to write your Node.js, you can use Express as the library or Nest.js as the library. There are tons of libraries you can use. Also, the reason why sometimes you can come across the questions like why are you using Node.js, why you can just use PHP. Now, this is where you are going to answer the question. Node.js is designed as a single threaded application. What I mean by that is that Node.js can handle a single operation at the same time, so on a single thread, but it's now supports there are functionalities in Node.js that can now allow you to split up or spring up multiple thread. You can now turn it to multiple thread application. That is, you can when you send a request to with your Node.js to fetch your transaction details. When that request is still in the operation, is still fetching data from database. Any request that comes in will queue. But now you can now implement a Node.js guide process or using Node.js clusters to handle all this trading. That is the single API to fetch a transaction in the database. The moment you are fetching that database, that data from database, any request that comes will will actually work before that one finish coming up. I don't know if that answer your questions, but don't worry. All these things we are going to walk ourselves through it in the Node.js when we start.
Okay. So I created when I after I created the home page and the user profile showed error when I tried to access it. The user profile showed error. Please post a screenshot on the Telegram community so we can see what you're saying, so we can see everything. And the person that said I've posted my issue. You can also you can post it again. Yeah, you can post it again so we can see it now. My question is, what are the career paths of web development skill and how soon can one get a job? My boss, someone just asked a question about career wise, not the technical aspect now. Only the plus minus one. Is a front-end developer same thing with web developer? Okay. So when we say web developer, basically, when we say web, the web is full of both the front and also the back. So if you want to call most times as a front-end developer, you call yourself a web designer. Do you get? You call yourself a web designer most times. That's why you use front-end developer. You can call yourself a front-end developer, or you call yourself a web designer. But if you call yourself a web developer, that means you developed like the whole thing. Do you get? How can one build projects so as to have a creative portfolio? So if you want to start building your portfolio now, one advice, like the advice he gave earlier, he said you guys should have go online, go to YouTube. If you want to use article, you can use article. You can build projects with articles. Just go online, search about these things. Oh, React, um, React, um, React beginner project, something like that. You can replicate a project. You can see a project online, replicate it. At least they'll be explaining it. Replicate that same project. You can do like 2 or 3. Now, those ones will serve as a portfolio for you that, oh, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Because obviously, when everyone started, okay, let me just use myself as an example. When I started, there is this, if you noticed, Facebook, Facebook do have their free mode, and the free mode, how the free mode looks like on laptop, I redesigned it. How it looks like on laptop, I redesigned it. You will see a lot of people redesigning YouTube interface, how it looks like. You will see people doing it. You will see people doing Netflix, redesigning Netflix with probably the React or using normal HTML and CSS. So that's actually how to build up portfolio for yourself. So you know that, oh, you've done this, you've done this, you've done that, and you're going to gain a lot of experience. You're going to gain a lot of experience from there. Do you get? So what are the career part of web developer, and how can one get job with the skill? So when you say career path, this is actually a career path itself. So the career path of web development is actually a career path. Do you get the career path on its own? And how do one get a job? See, there are several ways to get jobs. Several ways to get jobs. And I won't say it's easy. I can never say it's easy because obviously everyone write application every day, get rejection, get rejected, write application, get rejected. So yeah, how to get jobs? Just what I would just say is that you should build up yourself, know this thing very well. If you know it very well, job will definitely come. If you know it very well, if you know what you do very well, job will definitely come. And also let people know you too as well. Let people know what you do. Like let them know that, oh, that guy is actually a web developer. Let them know. Go to conferences, meet people, and also talk to fellow developers too as well. Talk to fellow developers, and also if you are a web developer, make friends with designers. I mean, when I say designer, I mean UI UX designers. Make friends with them. That will actually help you. Is there an AI app that can help with learning from scratch? Okay, I don't know. Please, so do you have any AI app that can help learning from scratch?
Um, Honestly, I don't know. Maybe there's an AI app that can let you learn from scratch. But basically, what we actually mean by learning is that this is what we've been doing for the past 1 month, giving us access to the roadmaps on what we can learn. So we can now build on all these things. If you take your time and go to all these platforms that are already designed, well structured on what you want to learn, you can check out tutorials teacher, tutorials points, W3 school, gigs, and all. So you find all the career paths and all the structures on what you want to learn. If you want to learn web application, you will see all the structures on what you want to learn. You want to learn Java, you want to learn React, you want to learn JavaScript. There is no magic to all these things. You need to actually understand these things. AI will only give you breakdown. I mean, you can use OpenAI to you can instruct OpenAI to break down on how to learn React for you. But the AI will not impact the knowledge into you. It will only give you the structures on what to learn one after the other. So that's
Okay. Someone's asking what's the difference between web design and web development. I just explained it now. I said web design, basically you do front end. And when you say web development, you actually build the tool. You do the tool. This is actually what we are doing here. If you look at it, if you look at the title of the course of this course, is web development. And we said you are going to do both front end and you are doing back end. That's called web development. But if the boot camp is only for front end alone, we actually you are going to have a title like web design, do you get, or front end development. That's what you have. So that's basically the difference. Do you get?
All our focus is to we should focus on getting the best out of this boot camp.
Yeah.
Understand what we need to learn with React. I understand for the past 1 month we've actually learned a lot of things, both HTML, CSS, JavaScript. Now we are in React. That's like 14, which actually understand that we only teach us basic, and some intermediate projects on all these things, which I understand that our knowledge on all these tools might not be very strong. That is why we give us access to all these things. After our class, we need to be curious. What do I need to learn after this? Okay, we are learning JavaScript now, whereas you actually don't understand some of the things we are learning React now, whereas you actually don't understand some of the things we've done in JavaScript. Things like control structures, promises, all those things. You can now take your time, go back and learn it. So as you are learning, you need to be able to multitask your brain, break down what you're doing. Let me learn JavaScript, and at the same time you are learning React. Learning, you cannot stop learning. You cannot. The more you are doing these things, the more you need to keep learning more. Read documentation to update your knowledge. And one thing about all these things you are using is that take a look at React tools, React as a tools now. React keep updating. They keep updating React, and that's because all these things it can happen because they understand JavaScript. You can also contribute to all these tools. They are open source. So that's it. We are going to be having our break when it is 8 o'clock. 10 minutes break.
Somebody still asking question about external and the internal JavaScript also. When you did script in my HTML, I noticed it does not reflect on my JavaScript. Sorry, in your HTML, it does not reflect on your JavaScript. We really don't. I don't really get that question. Do you mean when you link your JavaScript to HTML, it does not reflect on your HTML? And note that what you are basically doing when you're writing your JavaScript is probably you are returning, or you are testing it with console. You have to make sure that you inspect and go to your console to check. Probably you are getting a response. So please note that. So sorry, because I have two family members who are accepted to them minimum of 2 years. Well, they all go hand in hand, though. They all go hand in hand. Some people might say, "Oh, I'm a web developer." They do front end and back end. While some people they might they might decide to go to okay, learning other aspects like system design, how to design. They might go deeper into algorithm. That's where they are actually called software engineer. Do you get? They go deeper in the whole web space. Do you get? They understand, oh, this actually how to design, how to do a lot of things. And also one got job with Angela. Wow, that's very good. So we are on break now. Please, my Oga.
All right, we're
So
on break.
yeah, we are on break here. We're on break. So we are going to come back by 8:10. Can free code? Yes, free code can help you. Free code can help you. That's true. Okay. Guess we are back now. Guess we are back now. Okay, so the network here on the is so bad tonight. It's going off and on. We are back now. We are back now. We are back now. We are back now. Before the body closing, that's where the script can be. Control code can. So we are back now. Yes. So please keep asking your question. So somebody saying, sorry, you're saying answer my question, sir. What is your question? Please, what's your question? We have a lot going on in the comment section. So pick might be a bit challenging. And also, if you know that question, I don't know how to go about it, you can post it on the Telegram channel. Please let's ask question. Please, when are we starting? Okay, so that I can quickly start working on it. You are starting the backend very soon, immediately after React. You are starting the backend. Immediately after React, you are starting the backend. And also, please let your question, they can actually come in. Your question can come in. Let them come in. So like this now, we are talking about the backend you are going to use. I believe everyone should actually go and start making research on Node.js. That's actually, I believe everyone should be doing like now. Just be making research. I'm not saying you should go fully into it, but you can make research, watch videos. Watch videos. Do you get? What videos? Oh, what Node.js was, so that when we are doing when we start the class, it won't be difficult for you. Where are we having? I don't know. Sir, please, what is better to use components? I explained this the other time. The difference between .js and .jsx. We explained this. We said .js, one of the feature there is that you write your normal thing. There's nothing bad with your JS. The only thing you are just doing when you are doing .jsx is that, we said combination of HTML and CSS. That with what JSX. That is what it means. Combination of JavaScript and HTML. So JSX allows you to, like, write more of HTML. It's not as if JS will not allow you, but it's just that it helps you, give you suggestion. Like when you put anchor tag like A, it already knows that, oh, you're writing HTML. That's just the difference. Do you get that? Just the difference. It is not, yeah, it's not compulsory to use your GSX. It's not very compulsory. So what's the reason index.html file when creating your React app? So basically, the index.html file. So one thing is, if you look at the structure very well, and I believe we have gone through the structure. The index.html file is most is going to be inside your public file. So now, what that index.html file is doing is actually what you have, like that is your home page. That is your home page. That is all those components you are writing, all those things you are writing, they are actually on that index.html file. Do you get? So please, if you notice inside that index.html file, we have normal HTML structure. Then inside it, we now have root. We have an ID of root. We have a div with an ID of root. We have a div with an ID of root. Now, if you go to your index.js, you will notice that we have a variable called root. A variable called root. So that's actually where they are getting. You will not now notice that they actually did document or get element by ID, which is root. So that's actually where they started using it. That's where they started using it. The error says PS1 cannot be loaded because running script is disabled on the system. Please, what can I do? I don't really get your question. And please, Sadiq, please, do you get this question? I don't really understand this question. Like the error.
The last error, the last
Yeah, the
message
person
there
said
is
yes, yes.
PS1 cannot be loaded because running script is disabled on the system. Um, can you share a screenshot of the error, or rather paste the error on Google to understand more about the error? What are you
You
trying
can
to
you
do?
can you can share
What's
it
the
on
last
the Telegram channel too.
exactly? What operation are you trying to perform before you get this error? Share the details on the Telegram group.
So like this now, since people are not asking much question, that shows that they actually have a good understanding of React, JavaScript, and everything. I mean, since they are not
Yeah,
asking questions, do we
I
edit
mean,
the index? Don't edit it. Don't edit it. I am asking because our JavaScript shows directly on the web page. Don't edit your index.html on your React application. It is not for you to edit. Don't edit it. People are calling me. They are calling me on the Slack channel. What's different between web development? We've explained this thing. We've explained it earlier. We've explained the difference between web development and web design. We've explained it earlier already. But let me just say it again. Web development, you are doing both front end and back end. Web design, you are doing front end alone. That's just the core difference between the two. So nothing much there. NPM not defined. Just make sure that you see the inside the React application you created. If you do npx create React application and then you put the name, just make sure the name, like that React application, make sure you see the inside before you use your npm. Make sure you see the inside before you use your npm. See the inside the React application, the application you created, see the inside. For example, if you do npx create React app and then you give it a name like my app, make sure you see the inside my app before you run the npm command. Yeah, thank you, sir. Is there opportunity for physical class after the boot camp? that one we are going to pass it across to you very soon. Later, we are going to pass it across to you later. So you can see we've been answering question on the Telegram channel, as well as we've been asking question here too as well. We've been answering a lot of questions too. So that means we all have a good. When you said child component, does it mean the ones we created ourselves? Yes, yes, yes. You want, like, let's say, okay, you want to pass data from a parent component to a child component. Now where you are, where you in your app.js, where you put, like, let's say you created about in your app.js, that's your parent component, while inside that your about.js, that is where you have your child component. You get, that's your child component. So please, what are we going to do on Saturday so we can prepare ahead? So on Saturday, you're actually going to have more of a practical class. Yeah, more of a practical class. So I want everybody, like now as we speak now, please, if you don't have up to 3 or 4, if you don't, like, at least, though, I said at least, so you can have as many. If you don't have up to those, like 3 or 4, if you don't have up to 3 or 4 in your, if you don't have up to 3 or 4 React application, just know that what you are doing is not, you are not on track at all. Just know that you're not on track. You should have like 3 or 4. Yes, you're going to be working on a project too. So what you should read ahead, read everything about JavaScript, everything about React, everything about JavaScript and React, so you can work well with the practical section. Do you get? So you can work well with the practical section. Which of the 4 React app are we going to download? I said you should create, like, play with them. Play with them. Do you get? Just play with it. Check online, play with it, check everything that is going on. See, one thing is, the best way to learn is when you scatter a particular thing. When you scatter it, look for how to fix it. If there's no solution, create another one, scatter it again, look at it, look at how you can fix it. That's actually one of the best ways to actually learn this thing. Okay, that's actually one of the best way to learn this thing. You create React app. Look, okay, so let me give a good scenario now. A good scenario is when I was learning React, I noticed that why would they tell me that I can is only capital letter I can use to create components? I said no, I'll create my own component with small letter. And I created my component with small letter. I started working with it. It's almost and I keep working with it, all those kind of thing. As I'm working with it, okay, I noticed that, oh, this is actually what's going on, this is what's going on. And from there, I noticed that, okay, if I create like, let's say I create capital, like I create a normal or small case, if I create all small letter with home.js, and I create another one with capital letter, home.js, and then the capital letter is the main thing. But if I should rename my component, I got to know that, okay, this thing will not work again. That means I have to give it another name. Then, since I want to use the same name, I have to what? I have to create another one. I have to create another application. Since I want to use the same component, I want to use the same name. Do you get? So just play around with it. Just play around with it. I believe by now we should be playing around with React application for you. When they just wake you up, we should know, oh, NPX create React application. Like like now we should be able to, like, do some certain things React now. We should be able to do some certain things React now. For you, 2 hours, okay, let's say 6 hours per week is not really enough for the whole thing. But at least that shows that, oh, we all have much work to do. After the 2 hours, what are you really looking at? Are you going online to search for more things? Are you really going online to search for more information? Are you really going online to learn more? Because if you're not learning more, there's no way you can actually grow. Let me just break it to us like this. If you are not learning more, there is no way you want to grow. If you are only focusing on what we do in class alone, you won't grow. You won't grow at all. You'll just be in one place. You just be in one place. So just make sure that what we actually did in class is the basic aspect. Yes, yes. To the person that asked that question, yes, you are passing data from that one to the other one. Yeah. So just make sure that after you learn about props today, make sure you go ahead. Oh, how do I use props? How do I use this? In what? And then give me case scenarios of using props. Just like go online, search about it, look for more information about it, and then know your facts, and then try the one that works. Obviously, some will work, some won't work. You will know, oh, this one will not work. Oh, this one will work. By that, that's more like paying attention to everything you are doing. Do you get? So I believe we don't have much question again. So Sadiq, do you have like anything you want them to like read about before Saturday?
I mean, the next class is going to be a hands-on practical because we are going to be building a project on Saturday. We are going to focus more on building a well-working React application and also bind the API with it. So here we are going to be working with Axios. I want you guys to go and read up on Axios because we are going to be using Axios to fetch data with the API. And working with Axios, you have to understand how JavaScript make the API request, that is network request, that is how does it work. Read up on the fetch JavaScript fetch API. When you read up on JavaScript fetch API, that will prompt you to learn more on promises. So all these things are one of the things we are going to be doing in the next class. And mind you, in the next class, we are going to jump into it like, okay, where we're going to be using Axios. We are going to be expecting you to have made research how these things work, because we are going to be designing the UI, bind the API, populating the data into the components, displaying it, and all sort of things like that. So thank you very much. I think that will be all for tonight's class on my end. David, if you have anything to add, I think that's all for tonight's class.
Yes, 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 yes. That's why I said you should. Yeah. So the person said Axios. Yes, yes, yes. That's the spelling.
That's the correct spelling. All right. Thank you very much, and see you guys on Saturday. Bye.